Jai Sri Ram, friends. Welcome to Bharat Marg. Vinay ji, thank you for joining us
Thank you,
and
जी.
appreciate it. Friends, today हमारा बातचीत होगा जो पोप है. पोप ये तो होमोफोबिक वर्ड्स यूज करते हैं. गेयों को ऐसा गालियां दिया, वो पकड़ गया. उसका क्या हुआ क्या नहीं है हम विनय जी से पूछेंगे. पोप फ्रांसिस रिपोर्टली यूज्ड homophobic slur against gay men, and Pope under fire for the same, and he repeats. उसको दोबारा भी बोलते हैं. Political analyst विनय जी से हम पूछेंगे क्या हो रहा है. But before going further, friends, please make sure to like the video, comment on the video, share the video with as many people as you can, and also, friends, please subscribe to our channel Bharat Marg if you didn't already, and also press the notification bell to stay connected, friends. Okay, so that whenever we go live, you can come and join us and give your opinion. Okay, other than that, we are involved in Sanskrit teaching online, as you can see, for free, and Godan, Go Seva, pilgrimage taking, and also all kind of Annadan, Gau Seva, Gaudan, and more into Dharma Prachar. And if you want more information, you can WhatsApp us, and we also send out one dharmic message every day. You can subscribe to it by sending a WhatsApp to +16479644790. Friends, आप हमें समर्थन कर सकते हैं ये वीडियो को कमेंट करके, शेयर करके भी, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके भी, और इसके अलावा दोस्तों हमारे लिए दान दे के भी, क्योंकि हमारे लिए आगे जाके सनातन का प्रचार करने के लिए आपका समर्थन का बहुत आवश्यकता है. ओके, विनय जी, थैंक्स फॉर जॉइनिंग अस.
Thank you, जी.
ये क्या हुआ? ये पोप क्या कर रहा है? अभी तो एलजीबीटी का वो सपोर्ट किया.
So,
क्या कौन सा नाटक है, कौन सा सच है?
Pope plays a double game. Very, very nice. He's a head of state. He's head of the country of Vatican. It's called Vatican City, Vatican State. So it's one of the smallest countries in the world, and he heads that country, the state. Okay. Now, obviously, he's a politician. Plus, he's a priest, and coming from the priesthood of the Catholic Church. And now this man is kind of trying to be extremely deceptive in terms of how he has to play his cards, in front of the public.
आप
Right?
क्या स्टेट हेड बोल दिए? सारे प्रेसिडेंट, प्राइम मिनिस्टर सब जाके उसको चुम्मा देते हैं.
Yeah, he's the head of the state. Yeah, because I'm like all the Catholic countries, they are kind of indirectly they come under him because whether they agree or not, a lot of people go to him as one of those swami figures, pope figures, priest figures to go and seek his advice, right? So there are a lot of Catholic countries in this world, and they
एंड
have
दे अनाउंस हु इज द सेंट एंड हु इज नॉट. कौन अच्छा साधु है, कौन फेक है, बोल के यही सर्टिफिकेट देंगे.
Yeah, exactly. Now, so this man has in the past supported gay rights and homosexual rights, and then this is in front of the people, but in behind closed doors, he has a totally different view of the gays. Okay, so this is what happened on May 27th. Okay, just a few days ago. So Pope Francis was having a closed door meeting, and this was the Italian Bishops' Conference. Okay, and during the conference, one question came up whether gay men should now be allowed to train for the priesthood as long as they remained celibate. Okay, so to that question, Pope Francis said,
मतलब जब तक वर्जिन रहते हैं.
correct. Celibate meaning they don't indulge in the act of sex.
वर्जिन मेरी.
Yeah, no, not virgin. It's if they've done something in the past, that is done, but in the future they have to remain celibate, which means that they should
कल
not.
रात तक दो हुआ, वो हुआ. उसके बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे आज का बात।
Correct. So whatever in the future, they have to remain celibate. They have to follow celibacy.
अच्छा।
Celibacy is not indulging in sex. Okay. So Pope Francis said, no, these people should not be allowed to seek priesthood. Okay. And then rather than stopping at that, he said he's believed, he continued to say that in Italian, that there was in the church already too much of an air of frossiogen. Frossiogen is an Italian term and it translates into faggot.
मतलब क्या
Faggot
है?
means
हमारे
faggot means
जैसा लोगों के लिए बताइए।
yeah, faggot means it is basically a bad way of calling a homosexual. You
अच्छा।
call a homosexual is a homosexual, that's what you call them. But when you are using a slur or a bad or an offensive language, you would use the term faggot.
हम्म।
Okay, so that's basically what he is reported to have said. And
हम्म।
this was the report. These comments were apparently first conveyed to the Italian tabloid website called Dagospia, and then other Italian agencies have now since then confirmed that Pope's words, citing numerous sources, these were actual words by Pope, so Pope cannot deny it, and obviously he can't get away uh, with this. Okay, so this is the kind of the just a background of this whole thing.
हम्म। अब ये जो वोक गैंग है ये क्या करेगा? जैसा काली को बीड़ी देके का पैदल चलाने वाले वो मणिमेगलाई जैसा गैंग, इसके तो पोप के बारे में तो कुछ बोलते नहीं है।
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, this is the whole world, right? The whole world is extremely, uh, you know, um, extremely biased about these things. So the way they work, your Money Megalai and all the other people who kind of jump on, or if anybody, let's say from the BJP in India, or let's say from the conservative party in Canada, or somebody like
लाइक ट्रम्प।
Trump, Trump,
ट्रम्प इज द बेस्ट एग्जांपल।
Republican guy from the U.S. had said something. Oh my God, the entire world would have been after him, right? But here's the way the biased media, the biased people, they kind of function. The way they function is basically, if some people say it, it's okay. It was a slip of the tongue or whatever. But when certain other people say such
मगर
things,
स्लिप ऑफ द टंग कैसा होगा? ये तो दोबारा भी बोला है, वो भी रिपोर्ट है।
yeah. I mean, this is not the first time that he has said this, because this is see, that's why he's got a very kind of a devious mind, I should say. He wears two hats. One hat, he goes around and says, "Oh, I admire gays. I even allow gays to be to be married and all that." And he even announced, unofficially, if two gays or two lesbians or whatever they want to marry, it's okay. The church can actually, marry them off. That's on one side. That's wearing one hat. But on the other hat, he uses terms like faggot, which is an extremely offensive term for homosexuals. Because at the end of the day, right? They are also humans, and that's their personal belief or personal way of thinking or personal way of life. So you let them live the way they want to. You
Will
can't.
you call this man a hypocrite? What you will say?
Absolutely, he's a total hypocrite.
तो तो लोग इसका कैथोलिक्स के ऊपर इसका क्या असर पड़ता है अभी?
Well, the way the Catholics look at him, I mean, a lot of people, there's a kind of a divide in that, the way people believe of Pope and of the existence of the Vatican and of the existence of this whole you know church that controls the entire Catholic faith, right? So
Mhm.
So you got to understand that not all Christians, all Catholics believe in the church system, in the Pope, and in this whole this existential um, beliefs of the church, okay, of the Catholic Church, I should say. So that's the reason you'll find a bunch of people who are actually true Catholics who believe in the existence of Jesus and all that. They just go to the church or they pray at home or whatever, and they do their stuff. They do not get into any of this politics, okay? And they don't really make a big fuss about the Pope and all that, because for them, Pope is just another man who is actually running the Catholic Church, and they truly don't have any opinion, or they some of them have a bad opinion about
Or
Pope.
they just ignore him.
Right, and then there is the other side of the Catholic society that actually totally believes in the Pope, totally believes in the Catholic Church, and totally believes in the Vatican City and all that stuff, and they kind of believe in that hierarchy. They believe in this whole the cardinals, the bishops, the priests, the Pope, and all of that. So that's another kind of people who are totally drawn to this whole system, right? So that's why you got to be a little careful when you kind of talk about this, because there are definitely there's a divide in the Catholic society about this.
एब्सोल्युटली नाउ ये बताइए आप ये फर्स्ट नेशन के लिए अभी इधर आके अपोलोजाइज किया और उनको बोला कि हम साथ में अभी रहना है काम करना है ये सब बोला अब वो भी हिपोक्रेसी है क्या
Well, you can call it hypocrisy, or you can, I mean, some
मतलब आगे
this.
आगे एक डांस स्पीच है और एक
No, but the thing is, you got to understand that this thing. I don't want to comment too much on that, because end of the day, the Catholic Church should have apologized way back. Like, I'm talking many years ago. But at least Pope Francis decided that he's going to do it. Okay, a lot of people didn't do it because they were not sure, or they just didn't feel like it, or whatever. But at least Pope Francis did it. So I'm not going to comment too much on
मगर
that.
उसके पहले तो अपना दोस्त कर दिया
Yeah, Trudeau.
हाँ उसने सबको
Absolutely.
अपोलॉजी तो मांगा था वो
Exactly. So it's all hypocrisy, right? His father,
इनफैक्ट
when his father was there, when no,
मैंने
no,
सुना है कि वो सरदारों के पास भी अपोलोजाइज करने वाला है मैं 84 के लिए अपोलॉजी मांगने वाला
yeah, well, he can do it, but whatever, he is not involved in that. So, but
है
technically, when Pierre Trudeau was the prime minister, the residential schools still existed. You got to keep that in mind. Residential schools were still a part of the Canadian system.
और
And
कैनेडियन प्राइम मिनिस्टर कैनेडियन स्कूल में जो रेसिडेंशियल स्कूल है उसका अंग है क्या
Canadian prime minister was not part of the residential school. What do you mean? Did he go to residential
लाइक
school?
हॉनरी बोर्ड मेंबर ऐसा कुछ आता है
No,
क्या
no, 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 no. That's not it. But they actually, when residential schools existed, end of the day, the Canadian government, the Canadian prime minister should have taken that stand and said, hey, listen, I'm going to shut down these schools. But during Pierre Trudeau's time, these schools were running very well. So no issues there. And I'm just going to digress for a quick second. Actually, on December 18th, 2023, just a few months ago, Pope Francis had formally approved allowing priests to bless same-sex couples. Okay, with a new document explaining a radical change in Vatican policy by insisting that people seeking God's love and mercy shouldn't be subject to an exhaustive moral analysis to receive it. So this was his other hat that I'm talking about. So he kind of wanted to
हिपोक्रेटिक हैट
sorry,
हिपोक्रेटिक हैट
exactly, he wanted to get the the into the good books of the homosexuals and stuff like that, and he basically allowed this, and it says formally approved, but I don't know what formally approved means. So that's what it says. But then 6 months later, you see this guy wearing this other hat, and hypocrisy is like, this is kind of in his blood, I think.
मेरा इसमें एक लास्ट सवाल है। ओके, आप जरा बताइए विनय जी, हिंदू में तो मुझे कोई नहीं बोलता है कि आपको ब्लस नहीं होगा, ये नहीं होगा, वो नहीं होगा। हम हमारे तो कोई पता ही नहीं, ऐसा कोई हमारे सिर पे बैठ के कोई बताता नहीं है। इधर ये ऐसा बताते हैं इनका, इसका कैसा फर्क देखते हैं आप?
With regards to, sorry, can you
लाइक
elaborate on the question?
हिंदुइज्म एंड दिस थिंग, the way of the Pope and Catholic way of things. हमें तो कोई बोलता नहीं है ना, इनको ये पापी है, इनको ब्लस नहीं करना चाहिए, ऐसा तो कोई बोलता नहीं है।
and I think,
हम
that is the
सब
thing, right?
मंदिर कोई भी जा सकता है, कोई भी प्रे कर सकता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
Exactly. In the funny thing is, all forget about people from of different sexual orientation or whatever, right? You have people of different faith going into temples, and nobody will stop you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Muslims going to temples. I've seen Sikhs going to temple. Seen Catholics going into temples. I mean, when Ayodhya temple, Ram temple was inaugurated in India, you had all kinds of people from all faiths, going into the temple. I mean, like you had one Muslim lady. I think she went all the way from Maharashtra all the way to UP, and she took the blessings of Sri Ram. So this is the thing, and nobody stopped her. And then we have hundreds and thousands of gays, lesbians, eunuchs, and all kinds of people, transvestites, transsexuals, and so many of these people living in India, and they never have any issues with the
Absolutely.
going into temples or anything. But it's just in certain faith, they kind of, the hypocrisy still lives.
Abrahamic.
And I'm not going to say that the entire Catholic culture is like that, but I'm saying that certain people who head this should stay away from these biased views and
मगर
stuff like that.
मगर
Or
हिंदू
should they just stop?
हिंदू मंदिर में तो गाय भी आती है, कुत्ता भी आते हैं, बिल्ली भी आती है, पक्षियां भी आते हैं, सांप भी आती है, राइट? कोई किसी को कोई कुछ नहीं बोलता, सब आ सकते हैं जो भी।
Exactly. I mean, the funny thing was, the same time Pope Francis said homosexuality is not a crime. Okay. And ultimately, a blessing offers people a means to increase their trust in God. The request for a blessing thus expresses and nurtures openness to the transcendence, mercy, and closeness to God in 1,000 concrete circumstances of life, which is no small thing in the world in which we live. It is a seed of the Holy Spirit that must be nurtured, not hindered. So all these beautiful words by the Pope, but end of the day, he is, in closed doors, he's got a totally different view of them.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। You have anything else to add as your last word, Vinay ji?
No, I think, my feeling is, my thinking is that Pope is the head of the nation, but at the end of the day, he's also the head of the Catholic Church. So I think such people should stay away from this political views and stuff like that, and then just be neutral, okay, and just move on with just. And whatever you want to do it in the name of God.
इनका मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये गे लोगों को चर्च में आके पैसा लगाने के लिए चाहते हैं। वो चर्च में आओ, ताली में पैसा लगाओ,
Correct.
मगर उसके बाद कुछ नहीं, आपका जरूरत ही नहीं है।
Mm-hmm.
मगर चर्च के अंदर आओ, पैसा दो।
Exactly. No, I'm going back 10 years. In June 2013, just a few months after becoming pontiff, Francis made waves when he told a group of journalists, if a person is gay and seeks God and has goodwill, who am I to judge? That's what he said. So
anyway, that's phenomenal. Okay, thank you, friends. What do you think? Let us know. We'll love to hear from you. एक तरफ आपका सनातन है, दूसरा तरफ ये है, ओके, जहां कोई भी आ सकता है, कुछ भी, द बेस्ट थिंग यू विल नो, विनय जी, आई एम श्योर यू नो दैट इन तिरुपति इवन द क्रिमिनल्स कम एंड ड्रॉप द गन्स, दिस दैट, जो भी लगा के जाते हैं हुंडी में। आजकल सिक्योरिटी हुआ है। यू नो चोर आते हैं, क्रिमिनल आते हैं, कोई भी आता है मंदिर के अंदर भगवान से मिलने के लिए, कोई रुकावट नहीं होता है। अगर दूसरा तरफ ये है, आप क्या सोच रहे हैं इसके बारे में जरूर बताइएगा। थैंक यू विनय जी फॉर कमिंग इन
Thank
एंड
you.
sharing your
Appreciate it.
thoughts, and highly appreciate your time and you pouring your heart. Appreciate it. Jai
Thank
Shri
you.
Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. Friends, what do you think of what Vinay ji said? Do comment and let us know, and share the video with as many people as you can. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Jai Shri.